Alright, so we got some stuff to go over. First and foremost, we have Starfire as the next unlock if they hit the million mark. And in truth, I'm sure they will. We still have like, I think 8 days left. But this I love Starfire, but this upsets me because this means that we are not going to get a Teen Titan. And I think that's a missed opportunity given the amount of people in my age category who grew up with the fantastic Teen Titan cartoon show. Because we've now gotten Robin, Nightwing, we've gotten Starfire, had Cyborg in the core box or in one of the boxes. So we don't have anyone left to get, except this means that we got to hope to get Beast Boy and Raven as stretch goals, and that's a shame because I think there's something there. We also had our daily unlock. That was Talia Al Ghul. So, an interesting character and a solid choice, especially considering the assassin that trains assassins is in the unkillable box. So, it makes sense to round it out. This was our big reveal, though, the Magic expansion or Shadow Pack. As soon as I saw this, and after I saw Starfire, I thought for sure this is where they'd put Raven in, right? Because makes sense to put Raven in. Raven's not in this. But we do have some pretty awesome characters. Constantine, who I think gets a bad rap, but I think has become more popular over the last couple of years. Solid choice. I like Constantine. I think you can do a lot with him. Zatana, who again, because of the shows that were out when I was a kid, Zatana showed up from time to time. Very, very cool, very classic. I have no idea who the hell the Blue Devil is. And I can't figure out why I have a Blue Devil here and not Raven. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is. So we have Dr. Fate, and I know Dr. Fate's fairly popular, and I've never been a big fan of Fate's design. The helmet always gets me, but I actually think the art did a fantastic job of getting his helmet not to look ridiculous, and the model looks fantastic. And now we have the Enchantress, who I can never tell which Enchantress is which because everybody has an Enchantress, but it's a cool looking miniature. The green power here and the amount of this clear plastic they're using makes me really, really bitter that they didn't give Sinestro something cool. And we have the Demon. Now this is a cool one. The Demon's also one of those ones that we've seen a lot throughout the media for people who are in the same age category I am. So I'm excited to see him. He's pretty cool. And then we have Trigon. Now, Trigon's one of those things I was really hoping we would see. Trigon is awesome. I am so in love with the idea that we have Trigon. He is fantastic. And he's got his own deck, which every Super Bowl should have. So I'm excited to see that. They have him in that red plastic, which is weird because usually they only do that for miniatures that are going to be playable, like Red Skull and Thanos. So it's bizarre to me that they made him so oversized, which is fine. That's cool. He's imposing. But they also casted him in that red plastic that they usually use for villain characters that you're also able to play, but they pretend you're not able to play them at first. So maybe this will be a back-end goal. At least that's how they presented it in the Marvel Zombies one when they finally gave us Thanos and Red Skull under the guise of, well, because you asked for it. And like, no, you knew you were going to do this. Don't at me. So Jason Blood, that's our human version of the Demon. Also a good one. Solid little scope. One of the things that I think DC does well is a lot of their characters are dressed well, so a lot of their art has that nice three-piece suit look going on to it, and I think that always looks well and is well represented in miniatures. I saw it a lot, especially with like trousers in the Knights games, like the DC Knight games for Batman the game, DC the game, etc., etc. And how can you not be excited about Detective Champ? I love Detective Champ. Marvel has a version of this too, and just the idea of the monkey investigator is always fun. Although I think Marvel's monkey is a hitman. And I mean, that takes us to Shadow Point. So interesting. It's a really interesting pack. And it's very niche, and I'm not against this pack, but I think that there are ways that you could have done this to make it have more mass appeal. So this stinks of interference from the WB and or DC's license holders. And it feels like that's all over this campaign. It's just interference and the artists not being able to do what they really want to do.